So what you're going to get as units are the original basic. You'll find out the units will change even on a weekly or a monthly basis. You might get a what they call a version 1. In 2 weeks' time, we develop a new technology, a new system, which makes it more efficient, more powerful. From that day, everybody gets system 2. We don't announce it. We have changed the system. If you remember original pictures on the website, that's what you're supposed to have. If you're still there, you have a system with reactors and everything else. It was too costly, and so I developed a system that we got rid of it. And now what you see, it has become such a compact. This is the original system as you've seen in the hand of people. Now it weighs 900 grams. Now it has a 2 kilowatt resistive capacity. What this means is heating maximum 2 kilowatt. Since this was built, we developed a further system, which means by the time you get your first system, we move up to 3 to 4 kilowatts. But there is a limit. Resistive power is 2 kilowatts or 3 kilowatts because it will be tested in production. So you can have as much as DC as you like. But if you put resistive material like a heater, 2 kilowatts is your time. Arman ran a test here 2 nights ago, running the heater with this for whole night, warming up the lab to confirm it works and everything else, and running other DC systems. And when he went over the limit, which introduced it to really 6 to 7 kilowatt resistive, the system stopped. Because you have to understand the reason. The reason is not the fault of the system. The reason is the way our technology at the moment is working. We'll explain this tomorrow in the presentation in more detail. At the moment, you have a DC, which is, if you go in kilowatts, it's tens, hundreds of kilowatts of DC. So it can continuously supply. When you put a resistive load on it, you're trying to get such a pressure through a needle. This is this which causes the heating of the system. What we got to do, what we are doing now in our support system development, we are developing a system that we don't use resistive, we use DC plasma heaters. Then you can use as much as you like. It's getting tested now. So we have to develop new technologies. And we are doing it. The Keshe Foundation in the background, we are financing a lot of research, a lot of people who know, understand, working in the background. We don't release any more names because we've seen people attacking them, people approaching them, threatening them, and everything else. So after what happened to Alex, I have sort of a group of scientists in the background who are working on the full payment of the Keshe Foundation, and they are developing new systems. So when you see the heating, you say 2 kilowatts, is because the system puts such a heavy pressure, plasma release, and then you put a trap on it. That causes a backlog, which creates the heating. At the same time, all the systems have a heating triggering. So what it means, if you overload it, system switches off. You've got to leave it for half an hour, 2 hours. When it cools down, you go back using it. It does not blow out. If you abuse it, which means you overload it, your system will take the load. Understand what happens. Because it's plasmatic, you put overloading, in a way you tighten the thing, the plasma will nano-coat your system. And in your system, the energy finds a huge cross, but the material is not nano-coated so fast, your system fails. If you introduce it very slowly that you can nano-code your systems over weeks, you find out most of the systems can handle. You nano-code through plasma while you are using the system. One of the first things you learn with this system is you won't get the result. It's not the system you plug in and you draw. You plug in your system, you allow it, depending on the amount of DC you bring in, to nano-code your lining in the system. So what you see, let's say 150 watt DC system, you connect it to the circuit, and you will see it to become, this is your DC. You won't see immediately reduction on your meter that there is no current flow. Your power supply is disconnected. It will go down over days to 0. Because as the line gets nano-coated, now the energy transfer is through the nano-coating, not the matter state of the copper. So when you get your systems, you understand that you will take time, depends on the amount of DC power you use to nano-code your system, that the transmission comes from the plasma, not from your AC grid. It's a new technology. You have to understand it. It's not a new tool. We don't give you a generator. It's a power supply. So you understand, you're dealing with plasma. Man learned how to go from a donkey to a car. Now the AC system is a donkey. To go to a car, you can't match. A car does 200-300 kilometers. Doesn't matter how much you feed the donkey, we will not be able to do it. AC present system is a donkey system. It's the slow system. It's hugely consuming a lot of energy in fuel, whatever, to create it, but it does not deliver. Efficiency is too low because now we have access to a huge plasma. It's us who have to go through the evolution of the technology. This is an industrial revolution, not a power unit. This is the beginning of the change, not only for energy, but it's a total new industrial revolution for everything the man needs and calls energy. From this unit, you will see tomorrow we explain in more detail. You can have food, you can create materials, you can create motion. So you got to understand, we are not giving you a power supply. This is not a generator. It's called, and it's on it when you receive it, MAGRAV power system, magnetic and gravitational system. So be very clear. Those who think I buy a unit and I plug it in tomorrow and my electricity bill goes down, please go somewhere else and fool yourself. You have to understand the technology which is given to you.